I might have been unreasonable at times trying to do the magic of Christmas, and I get that. But that stress, that definitely affects the dogs. If you've been following me for a while, you know that when I focus on us, the reason why I focus on us is I believe that we are the greatest influence in our dog's life, and that can either be good or bad. We can work really hard to understand the dog and to focus on us and our emotional response to things so that we can better influence the dog, or we can at Christmas time let it all go to what, and the dogs are like, why are you extra this month? Yes, today on the podcast we are getting down to the wire, my friends, for the holiday stresses and craziness, and this is not the time to socialize what to do instead. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. If you've already done all the training and the group classes and the leash work and the recall drills, and you're still, just not getting the results you wanted, maybe it's because obedience is just part of the puzzle. Yeah, it makes up only a fraction of your day with your dog. What if you and I went, beyond obedience? Wakey face. See what I did there? And when we focus on the other 98% of your life with your dog, and we made that fun and fulfilling and, dare I say, easy, wouldn't that be like everything? The Fearless Framework doesn't replace obedience. It's meant to work with obedience. It's the work that makes obedience mean something. It's my 3-step trust system to help you break a fear cycle and build real confidence in your dog and, honestly, in yourself. Because you and your dog deserve more than just the mechanics. You deserve real connection. Join us today at beyondobedience.ca/fearless, and I can't wait to start this journey with you. I'll see you there. Well, hello, my dog-loving friend. It is Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience, the podcast. Super duper welcome if you're brand new. If you're brand new, hello and welcome. Welcome to Beyond Obedience. So glad that you are here. Hey, I don't know. I haven't done the math. You know what? Let's do the math right now. Let's do the math. How many days? How many days is it? How many days? 12 days. Oh my gosh, it's the 12 days of Christmas. It's 12 days. 12 days away. No, it's not. What am I talking about? It's 10 days. That was bad math. It's 10 days away. The holiday, the craziness of the holidays are upon us. My friend, are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? You want to know something? If one more person asks me if I'm ready for the holidays, the answer is always no. Just assume I'm not. How about that? When you see me walking around looking the way that I look, you gotta know, not ready. I'm not ready. There's been so much stuff going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to talk more about that later, maybe. We'll talk about it later. I can't talk about it just yet because I'm still in it, You know when you're still in it? I'm still in it. So there's just been a lot of stuff going on in the background, and like everybody, right? So happy holidays, I guess is what we're saying. I wanted to talk today actually a little bit about the chaos of the holidays and how I think sometimes we get the idea that holidays and all the festivities are a great time to socialize or expose our dogs to all the things. And if you've been following me for a while, you already know I'm going with this, but if you're brand new, hang on. Hang on for this ride. Because I was flipping through, the Facebooks. I'll be honest with you. Is anyone else like just sick of Facebook? Like, I am sick of Facebook. Ugh. Honestly, if it wasn't for the incredible community of, the LBO community and my Fearless Framework students, I don't think I'd be on Facebook. I would delete the app. I would get rid of it because it's just nothing but craziness. So anyway, but the one thing that I do honestly love is the memories. I'm living my life in the memories of days past. And one of the things that came up was the time that I did decide to do the Santa shoot. I laugh about it now because it's one of the things that I would be like, I don't think that's a good idea. And you want to know something? I'm usually right about those things. It's not really a good idea because, again, any time that we're doing things that have nothing to do with the dog and it just fills up our cute meter or whatever that we do with dogs, there's always a chance that it can, in some ways, affect your relationship with the dog. It affects, how the dog sees you. Because if we're talking about like all of the things about building a relationship and what it means to build a relationship and defining your relationship, and as you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I like to define my relationship as a partnership. I like to look at my dogs as partners in this journey with them. I recognize them for the grace and the beauty and the strengths that they have and my weaknesses in this relationship. And I try to conquer all of those things. And that's kind of what I'm always about. And so if we're talking about a partnership, there's a lot of goofy things that we do with dogs that have nothing to do with the dogs. And we're really just not being a good partner, if you know what I'm saying. So dog Santa photos, and I know it's probably going to make some people upset because some people are like, but I love the Santa photos. Or we're raising money for our local shelter. Cool. If your dog is digging it, your dog is digging it. I will say, though, the one time that I did it, and I should actually go back and try to find those pictures. The one time that I did it, I witnessed probably the most, if you can imagine a bunch of stressed out dogs sitting in a room, just sweltering in the perfume of cortisol. That's what it was like. That's what it was like. Now, I, at the time, took Wellington. If you don't know who Wellington is, please listen to my first episode. Wellington is everything. So I had taken Wellington. I took Wellington because Wellington is solid. Wellington, how do you know you've got a good, solid, well-balanced dog? Those are the dogs that do not react when the world around them is banana beans crazy. And that was Wellington in a nutshell, right? He could handle all the things without getting freaked out. Anyway, I took him, and I also took Paris as a puppy. Oh my gosh, I have to admit, I went, as a puppy, because the Facebook memory that came up was their actual pictures with Santa. And and I did go, cute. But when I stepped back into that memory of that day and the things that went on, like a dog had peed on Santa, there were dogs that were panting excessively, they were in the corner, people are like, it's okay, you're okay, and the whole and there's dogs ice stalking other dogs, I'm gonna get you. It was insanity in that room. And it's a hard ask. Let's just put it into perspective for a minute. I didn't know I was going to get on this tangent, but I'm in it now. It's a hard ask to ask your dog to go up to a complete stranger and sit there while someone's squeaking a squeaky ball trying to get you to look pretty and then saying cheese and all that stuff, and you're trying to snap a picture. That's a hard ask for a lot of dogs. A lot of unconfident dogs would be like, why would my mom leave me, with this person? But let's also talk about the fact that we've dressed that person up in probably some funky smelling outfit, you know, especially the ones like I saw a dog pee on Santa. Like, so there's dog pee on this pant leg there. I mean, he's wearing a long fake beard. Like, it's fake. It smells fake. It's probably smells like polyester and lost hopes and dreams. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a hard ask. And then on top of it, let's ask them to do it in a room full of other dogs who are like, why are we here? You know, those poor dogs probably got in the car that day and they were like, yay, we're going out. Like, hopefully we're going to the park or we're going for a hike or we're going to, and then they're like, no, get in this room and sit on that guy's lap. It's crazy if you think about it. Anyway, the stress though, the stress that these dogs were under was pretty extreme. And yet, I still went, aw, when I got the picture at the end. So there you go. It was the one and only time I did it. And the reason why I did it was because I kind of got pressured as a business, because again, this was to support our local humane society. And I got pressured as a business to sort of support the event. And I went and supported the event. I will say, after that, I just supported them with money. I was like, here's my donation. It's fine. Like, I don't need a picture. None of my dogs want a picture, you know. I also did take my dogs in a parade. That was actually fun. That one didn't really stress them out too much. It was very, very cold. And we did the 12 Dogs of Christmas as a float. And we had all the noofs and everything on the float. And we had 2 noofs, myself, and who was walking with me? Was I walking both? It might have just been me walking both of them. Anyway, I walked 2 behind the float. And these were 2 dogs that just loved the attention. And they would like pull me over to the edge and the kids would hug them and all that stuff. But they were into it. But that was the only sort of crazy things that I've ever done that I was questionable. What am I talking about today? Like, I've just literally just talked about my Santa photo thing. I'll see if I can find it again. And I'll post it. Anyway, my whole point about all of this is that a lot of times we are inadvertently putting our dogs in crazy situations that are like, honestly weird. Like, again, what dog wants to go into a room filled with other dogs and sit on a stranger's lap for a photo? No dog. I'll tell you that right now. No dog. Are there going to be dogs that do it? Sure. Yeah, of course. There's really good dogs. There's really, really tolerant dogs in the world. Like, tolerant. But doesn't mean that they want to be there or they should be there. It was funny because when I made these notes, I was like, don't put your dog into the holiday blender. That's what it feels like sometimes, right? It's a whirlwind. It's a whirlwind blender kind of thing with everything going on. Not to mention, and I'm just speaking for me now. I can't speak for you, friend, but I know for me, holidays get a little bit stressful, you know, for me. I do fall into the category of, I take it, and it's not as bad now because my kids are older, but when my kids were younger, I was like, I am the magic of Christmas. And I took that very, very seriously as a mom, making sure that everything was magical and mystical and beautiful for the kids. And I did the whole, like, I remember the one time I lost my mind on Mark because he came out to help me wrap presents. And he did not wrap. He started wrapping the one present that was from Santa in the regular wrapping paper. And I like came down the stairs and I was like, what are you doing? Like, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, how you don't wrap? That's from Santa. And he's like, so? And I'm like, what do you mean so? Like, no concept of the fact that I was sure that my kids were smart enough to realize that somehow all the presents were wrapped in the same wrapping paper. No. Santa's presents always had separate paper, and I hid that paper from the kids so they didn't see it with the other wrapping paper, you know, when I was wrapping stuff. Like, there was a lot of work that went into the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Moms understand. People are shading you. I'm telling you, if you know, you know. That's what I'm saying. So I might have been a little crazy. That's an understatement. I might have been unreasonable at times trying to do the magic of Christmas, and I get that. But that stress, that definitely affects the dogs. If you've been following me for a while, you know that when I focus on us, the reason why I focus on us is I believe that we are the greatest influence in our dog's life, and that can either be good or bad. We can work really hard to understand the dog and to focus on us and our emotional response to things so that we can better influence the dog, or we can at Christmas time let it all go to what, and the dogs are like, why are you extra this month? Like, they don't know. So there's that, right? But then there's the other side of it where people were like, I'm gonna either expect the dog to be okay with all of the extra of the holidays, which is unfair. If you have an unconfident dog, the extra of the holidays is extra. And a lot of us have this idea. We have this like idyllic idea. We have this idea in our head that like Christmas should look like, everything's sweet and everything's wrapped perfectly, and the Santa paper is different from the regular paper, and the tree is perfect, and the meals are perfect, and the dog is sitting curled up in its dog bed, in front of the fire, doing all the perfect things, and that they're not going to be at all affected by the craziness of the holidays. And that's just not true. So I wanted to just sort of take this opportunity today to it's just kind of a reminder as we're getting into the last 10 days before the big day, as we're getting into the last 10 days, that holiday chaos is not a socialization opportunity. All the people coming over and the visitors and whatnot isn't a time for you to be like, hey, let's let the dog, whatever. If you have a dog that struggles with that kind of thing, you want to be aware of it, and you want to be your dog's advocate, right? Let's advocate for our dogs. Let's partner with our dogs, because one, no one else is going to do it, right? And within the chaos of the holidays, quite often we're going to miss some of the signals. We're going to miss the dog saying, I'm not really liking this. This isn't working for me, right? We're going to miss it. So we want to make a point of doing it. And I will say this, I think this is the greatest tip that I can give. And I think I give it every holiday, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, all of the things. I give the exact same advice. And that advice is this. You need to recognize what is the focus and the purpose of this holiday. And while I love to work towards creating a life that is inclusive for my dogs, and I do, we also need to make sure that we are focusing on what is important for us, the human beings in this moment. Because if you have a dog that is going to struggle with guests coming over, or young kids maybe running around, and the excitement of Christmas and all the toys and all the noise and all of the things, if you're going to have a dog that's going to be stressed out about that, one of the greatest gifts that you can give them is the gift of, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. Like, you can have your own cozy little room with all your favorite things, a quiet, peaceful space for you to be able to decompress and chill out. Okay? We want to make sure, and I'm going to talk more about this in the next episode because this is running a little bit long, but we want to make sure that we're not putting our dogs in our idyllic Christmas card like picture for the sake of the nice picture, without actually considering the dog's feelings and emotions about the experience. Okay? So pro-social in this means you're observing the dog, you're supporting the dog, you're stepping up when needed. We're not using this as an opportunity to be like, maybe they'll get over it, or maybe this will be a good... No, let's not. I always want to remind people too, over the holidays, try to keep your dog's routine as close as possible. Like, still take your dogs out for a walk. still run the same things. If this is normally the time when your dog would be in the crate and having its chewy Kong or whatever, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Because it's important. It's important for your dog to have those parameters of normalcy during all of this chaos. And just making sure that you're being a partner. Be a partner to your dog. Right? It's your opportunity to step up. This is actually, a huge opportunity for your leadership, not for your dog to socialize. Right? Reframe everything. When we're talking about, people coming over to your place, this isn't an opportunity for your dog to socialize. This is an opportunity for you to practice your leadership. It's an opportunity for you to test your leadership, to see where you stand on that. Is your dog okay in your presence? Like, these are all the things that you could do. But in the moment, like when you're sitting down to have Christmas dinner and you're worried about, kids throwing food on the ground and the dog getting snappy because there's food and blah, 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 put your dog away. Put your dog away. Enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your dinner with your family. Right? It doesn't have to be about the dog. Right? Choose your battle, so to speak, but don't make this a train. It's not holidays and crazy chaos is never an opportunity for socialization. It's not normal, for one, right? We don't have this occurring all the time, so it's not something that they need to get accustomed to. And honestly, it's hardly ever for the dog. Hardly ever for the dog. So there you go. Pro-social support and holiday stress, right? So don't socialize your dog this holiday. Take this opportunity to keep everything normal, keep everything as stress-free as possible. Take your dog for the normal walks, do all of the things. But if it comes to it and there's a lot of people at your house and it's all crazy, give your dog an out. Be like, you don't have to be in here. You can go to your crate, you can go to your room, you can hang out over there. You don't have to worry about all of this. All right. I hope that helps. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. I'll cover the next part of this in the next episode because I kind of got off on a tangent. I'm see into pictures. It's nothing unusual. That's nothing unusual. Listen, if you like this kind of thing, be sure to head on over to Apple and leave a 5-star written review. It really does help to push the podcast out to more and more people. And if you're on Spotify, you can leave a comment, rate over there as well. As always, my dog loving friend. Oh, get out there today and be the person that your dog thinks you are. Because your dog thinks that you're amazing. And so do I. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. And one more thing, this podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only, and it's not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Ow! Bye for now.